Hey guys, welcome back to Ace Finance, and today is going to be the most important video you view this week because it's going to prepare you for the rest of 2025 if we get a bullish year. So if you're close to giving up, or you've had enough of alts, or you've had enough of crypto, it's been a rough year for crypto as a whole, but don't give up because we're getting much closer every day as it passes to getting the rewards we've been seeking. So I'm going to cover today's chart, the crypto total market cap, and show you the two scenarios I have laid out and explain why this is the case, as well as show you how to spot opportunities in this market before the takeoff happens, because this current environment that we're in is the type of environment that you want to invest in because it plants seeds for later in the future. So I think there's a lot of hope for great gains to be made going into September, as I spoke in my last video, and let's dive into it. So as you guys can see, I've got two main scenarios over here on the channel. I've got a more bullish June/July going into a more bearish scenario later into August if we don't get the breakout of this channel. Now, this channel right here is very similar to what we got last time. If you guys take a look at this area right here, how we got a pump, a consolidation towards the downside, and a breakout, this is very similar to what we've got going on now. We had the pump, we had the consolidation towards the downside, and then a breakout, and now we're consolidating again like we did right there. So this area is very similar to where we're at right now. And as you guys can see, we ended up breaking out towards the beginning of February. We got a fake out dump, and then we pumped out and broke out of this channel in November. Now, we've got a similar channel, but I think it's a little bit more bearish because we've got more time to go until we reach the end of the year phase, where I think things go boom and we get those fireworks. But that's fine because it gives us more time to find those quality alts. Now, what I expect to happen in this month, more likely, is that we're going to get a little bit of a pump towards 232 billion, call it into end of July, or I should say end of June, and then we're going to dump first or second week into July. This is going to be the area where you want to find those quality alts, because this is going to be one of the max opportunities, given that we don't break the structure to the downside and alts go completely bearish. This is where you want to buy for max value, the max risk to reward. It's not going to get better than this, because what happens here is if we break this low down here that we created back in April, then alt structure gets pretty negative. You can see the last time we made a low similar to that was down here, and we didn't really break it, we just got close to it. We created a higher low, and that's what I want to see here. I want to see a higher low somewhere around this trend line, and then watch us break out of this channel. Although if we get more bullish, because the war FUD was more exaggerated than it is, we might see a more bullish July, meaning we'll get a pump into the end of June, pull back into the second week or first week of July, and actually break out of the channel and get a pull back into August. I don't think this is as likely, but we'll get an answer very soon if this happens. We have about 9 days left until the end of the month, so we'll get to see whether we get scenario 1 or scenario 2. I'm not fussed with either. I'll trade both. I've got my spot backs as well. You guys know I've covered videos on this extensively, but I do think this is the opportunity to go in and make sure you don't give up on the opportunity coming your way. So I think searching for those alts that are valuable is the number one priority right now. And I'm going to tell you guys how to find those alts that are valuable in the first place. It's a very simple process, especially if you're a beginner, and it's called relative strength essentially. What I'm looking for here is alts that have bottomed out in February that didn't make a new low in the following months. Meaning, you can see deking here, it bottomed out in February, but in March, it held its low. In April, it held its low. And even in May and June, it held its low and pumped really hard. I'm looking for charts similar to this, because these charts give you an indication of how well the project is doing without actually knowing what the project is doing. The chart kind of speaks with its confidence of trading sideways. So this is how you're going to find coins that are extremely strong. Another example of this is Joe. Joe is a meme coin, but it held the bottom extremely well. It's actually performing really well. You can see it's green today. So Joe has kind of a similar structure as D-King, where you can see it bottomed in February, held March, held April, held May, and then pumped in June. And you saw a massive move this month. So even though a lot of coins didn't perform as well as this, Joe did. It had its indications, and I talked about this on my first video if you guys take a look at it about Joe, and it went up 236% in 24 days, and that's insane. But this is the type of stuff that is coming our way if you manage to find the coins early today as we approach this value zone, which is why right now is not the time to be sleeping on crypto. That now is the time to be looking for those opportunities, because they do exist. A lot of people don't know about Joe because it's on ETH and people have given up on ETH memes, but there are some other ETH memes out there that are looking to perform. One of them is Smurfcat. I'm not saying go out and buy this, but I've been paying attention to this because it's showing some strength. Not as much as Joe, but we're looking for those other opportunities. And right now, it's not showing enough for me to be interested, but it is beginning to show a form of life as it creeps up back above this resistance line. If it can hold this and stay up here, we've got some potential. But the point is not to say go buy this chart. The point is saying go out there and search for these coins, because there's still a ton of opportunity here if you guys can get in early. As we approach this bearish zone, this is going to be the area of max opportunity as alts are on a discount. It's a fire sale. You want to go out there and buy the quality coins before they pump into later end of the year. Another chart I want to take a look at over here is DeFi. DeFi is also approaching a very valuable area on the chart. This value area between 75 billion and 80 billion is going to be another area you want to DCA into DeFi coins. Coins like Aave, coins like Hype, coins like CRV, Uniswap. There's a ton of coins out there that are going to be pumping later into the year as institutions move into DeFi. So overall, I think while market conditions aren't looking great, I think buying into quality coins is going to yield some fruit going into September and November. Towards the end of the year, we always get fireworks, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. Right now, I think we're more favorable to the upside until we break some structure that looks negative. Right now, it doesn't look that way. It just looks like a retracement from a massive pump in April. So if there's any doom and gloom out there, just ignore it until structure breaks, and then you can think about how to manage your risk. The one thing I really want to see here is for Bitcoin dominance to break down as we push back up to 65% as well. I don't know if we're going to actually get above this area. Last time we got there, we rejected. So let's see if we actually pump beyond 65%. We are getting really close. I think the max we'll see on this, if we do get any further, is maybe 67%. Let's take a look at the resistance here on this chart. And we'll see a bit of resistance around the 67%. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and see if we can get up there. I don't know when this begins to tumble, but eventually it will. This is an insane chart. It's Bitcoin. But the good news is we've had a lot of coins pumping even with this move towards the upside. So when it finally breaks down and heads to, let's call it 48%, there's going to be a massive move on these coins. And I think the one that's going to take the most of the lion's share here is going to be total DeFi, as volume is increasingly showing on DeFi coins more than anything else. So with that said, guys, go out there, find those coins, and let me know what you found in the comments, because I think we're going to have a great end of the year as we rocket past all-time highs for ETH as well as total DeFi. So with that said, good luck out there, and I'll see you guys next time.